Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is Anita Anand and with me is VC Pramod bringing glimpses of the major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment and more. The headlines. The Republic Day celebrations of India begin with the Parakram Divas to mark 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveils hologram statue of legendary leader at India Gate, says Netaji's statue will inspire democratic values in future generations. UAE bans flying of recreational drones following 17 January drone attack. United Kingdom and Russia trade charges over provocations related to Ukraine. United States delays the approval of Pakistan ambassador designate to Washington, Masood Khan. In sports, PV Sindhu wins women's singles title of Syed Modi International Badminton Tournament. Indian duo of Ishan Bhatnagar and Tanisha Crasto bags mixed doubles trophy. And in tennis, Ashley Barty and Rafael Nadal march into quarterfinals of Australian Open. As the number of COVID-19 cases are rising fast in several parts of the country, we appeal to our listeners to be vigilant and get fully vaccinated and help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, to get vaccinated. As the new Omicron variant of coronavirus is causing concern, please continue to follow the 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact the national helpline numbers 01123978046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Republic Day celebrations in India began on Sunday with Parakram Divas to mark 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi led the nation in paying tributes to Netaji on the occasion. The Prime Minister unveiled the hologram statue of Netaji at the India Gate in New Delhi on Sunday. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Modi said the statue is a tribute of a grateful nation to the great hero of freedom struggle. He said Netaji's statue will not only remind us of our duties to the nation, but also inspire democratic values in the generations to come.
ये प्रतिमा आजादी के महानायक को कृतज्ञ राष्ट्र की श्रद्धांजलि है। नेताजी सुभाष की ये प्रतिमा हमारी लोकतांत्रिक संस्थाओं को, हमारे पीढ़ियों को राष्ट्रीय कर्तव्य का बोध कराएगी, आने वाली पीढ़ियों को, वर्तमान पीढ़ी को निरंतर प्रेरणा देती रहेगी.
The Prime Minister said the grand statue of Netaji, who had established the first independent government on the soil of India, has been installed digitally near India Gate, and soon this hologram statue will be replaced by a granite statue. He said Netaji used to say, never lose faith in the dream of independent India, and there is no power in the world that can shake India. Mr. Modi said, today we have a goal to fulfill the dreams of independent India, and we have a target to build a new India before the 100 years of independence. He said, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav vision for India is to revive its identity and inspirations.
आज हमारे सामने आजाद भारत के सपनों को पूरा करने के लक्ष्य हैं। हमारे सामने 2047 के पहले नए भारत के निर्माण का लक्ष्य है और नेताजी को देश पर जो विश्वास था, जो भाव नेताजी के दिल में उभरते थे, और उन भावों के कारण मैं कह सकता हूं कि दुनिया की कोई ताकत नहीं है जो भारत को इस लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने से रोक सके.
The Prime Minister said we have to take inspiration from Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's can-do, will-do spirit. He expressed confidence that public participation, we will be able to build India of Netaji's dreams, to honor the invaluable contribution and selfless services by individuals and organizations in the field of disaster management. Mr. Modi conferred Subhash Chandra Bose Apada Prabandhan Puraskar. He said the government has strengthened the NDRF and SDRF, who save people stuck in dangerous situations, putting their own lives at stake. He said today is a day to salute their efforts.
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose has been an iconic figure for millions across the globe. Germany's capital Berlin was witness to one such event on Sunday. Ambassador of India in Germany, P. Harish, along with Dr. Anita Bose, daughter of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, inaugurated a special exhibition of rare personal letters and artifacts of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose at the Embassy of India in Berlin. An overseas citizen of India, Dr. Anita Bose, thanked all Indians for keeping Netaji in their hearts. The photo exhibition comprises original and rare handwritten letters of Netaji. Ambassador of Japan to India, Satoshi Suzuki, on Sunday extended his wishes on the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Sharing a video message on the birth anniversary celebrations by Netaji's Research Bureau, Satoshi said he wished to extend his sincere congratulations on the occasion of the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. He said the COVID-19 protocols prevents him from joining in person in Kolkata on this memorable occasion. He added that any talks for India's fight for freedom are incomplete without the reference of Netaji, one of the most prominent and important figures of the time. He also congratulated Netaji Research Bureau for organizing the event to pay respect to the brave freedom fighter and leader who contributed to unifying the nation, which India finally attained 75 years ago. Satoshi Suzuki said that this year's theme for the 70th anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic relations between Japan and India is Building a Future for Our Centenary. He said that today India and Japan as strategic partners cooperate in the close and multi-layer manner in the Indo-Pacific as well as in the global arena through strong bilateral ties between the two countries. In today's Hotspot section, we present a program on life and times of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose.
Jai Hind! Jai Hind!
A salute to the pride of free India. It is not merely a salute, but a reverberation of the pride of the nation. For the first time in the history of India, these two words were coined by the then resident of Madras, C. Pillai. Call it a coincidence that in 1933, Pillai was in Europe and he had a chance meeting with Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in Austria. Pillai's unique salutation for the freedom movement touched the chord with Netaji, and Jai Hind became the proverbial victory sound of India's freedom.
Jai Hind! Jai Hind!
Whenever we talk about Subhash Chandra Bose, his famous slogan, "You give me blood, I will give you independence," just comes to the mind. The slogan, which was a part of one of his speeches, became a source of inspiration for those who fought for the freedom of India. The occasion was on the 22nd of September 1944, when Netaji remembered the martyrs of the Indian National Army or the Azad Hind Fauj. Here are the words of Netaji recreated for our listeners.
हमने जो आजादी की लड़ाई छेड़ रखी है, उसे तब तक जारी रखना होगा जब तक हमें मुकम्मल आजादी हासिल न हो। मतभेदों को भुलाकर सारी ताकत जितना शीघ्र हम केंद्रित कर सकेंगे, उतना ही जल्द हम आजादी हासिल कर सकेंगे। वर्तमान शासन विधान तो हमारी मर्जी की खिलाफ साम्राज्यवाद को मजबूत कर हमारी गुलामी की जंजीरों को और मजबूत करने के लिए बनाया गया है। इसे आप हरगिज स्वीकार न करें। आप संगठित शक्ति से आत्म बलिदान करने के लिए जल्द से जल्द तैयार हो जाइए। न मालूम कब बिगुल बज उठे।
Born on the 23rd of January 1897 in Cuttack, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was a revolutionary. Patriotism was his hallmark, and he made it a point to ensure the freedom of India. Since his childhood days, he was very much disturbed by the slavery of India under the Britishers. In fact, it acted as a catalyst for him to dedicate himself for the liberation of India from the British rule. Addressing Azad Hind Fauj, Netaji expresses angst and the quest for independence.
I am overjoyed to see that you have already realized that the responsibility of winning freedom does not rest merely on the shoulders of our countrymen at home. It is but natural that they should bear the brunt of the burden, and they have been doing so already.
Subhash Chandra Bose had all the qualities of a leader, which became visible from his college days. After completing primary education at the Protestant school in Cuttack, he joined Ravenshaw Collegiate School in 1909. According to Netaji's biographers, Beni Madhav Das, the principal of Ravenshaw School, left a deep impact on the minds of young Subhash. The impact was so powerful that by the age of 15 years, he had gone through the entire literary works of Swami Vivekanand. In 1916, Netaji took admission at the Presidency College, Kolkata. During a fight between teachers and students at the college on some issues, Netaji took over the leadership of the students. It led to his expulsion from the college, but he was unruffled. His next destination was Cambridge. In the open environment in Britain, his quest for independence gathered momentum. Netaji then qualified for the civil services but refused to serve under the British government. Renowned historian Kapil Kapoor says this is a reflection of how fiercely he was thinking about a free India out of the slavery of British government.
Azad Hind Sarkar was the only government in the world of a country, and I say it of a country because it functioned from India, had everything, which never surrendered to the Allied force.
While residing in Britain, Netaji was very much influenced by the views of Gandhiji. He returned to India in 1921 and met Mahatma Gandhi in Mumbai on the 20th of July 1921. Gandhiji advised him to return to Kolkata and work with Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das. After this, Netaji took the plunge in the freedom struggle. His leadership and strategic thinking made him the favorite of the youth engaged in the freedom movement. Subhash Chandra Bose was arrested and jailed 11 times by the British government. However, it added to his popularity among the masses. In 1930, he contested the election for the mayor of Kolkata, while in jail only to emerge victorious with a huge margin. Netaji started the Independent League for the Youth with Jawaharlal Nehru. In 1927, the Independent League organized a nationwide protest against the visit of Simon Commission to India. Subhash Chandra Bose led the protest march against the Simon Commission in Kolkata. Frequent imprisonments took a toll on the health of Netaji during this period. In 1931, the death sentence of Bhagat Singh and a lack of active organized efforts by Mahatma Gandhi to ensure his release from the jail hurt Netaji a lot. He started thinking along the lines of how to fight the Britishers and ensure the freedom of India. Subhash Chandra Bose thought that it would be wise to take the help of the enemies of the Britishers, Hitler and Mussolini, in the freedom movement. At the same time, he gave up on the non-violent movement of Gandhiji. Subhash Chandra Bose then visited Europe during 1933 to 1936. He met Mussolini in Italy and De Valera in Ireland and sought their support for India's freedom struggle. Backed by his leadership qualities and strategic thinking, in no time Subhash Chandra Bose became one of the most powerful Congress leaders. In the beginning, he worked with Gandhiji. However, his stature became so big that in 1938 Haripura Congress session, Netaji defeated Gandhiji's candidate Patabhi Sitaramaiah to become the Congress president. After this, the distance between Netaji and Gandhiji increased both in terms of thinking as well as ideology. It culminated with Netaji's resignation from the Congress. Netaji's personality is reflected in new dimensions after his separation from the Congress. In 1939, he founded the Forward Bloc, and hereafter revolutionary change emerges in the thinking of Subhash Chandra Bose. It will be prudent to recall that he was the leader of the Garam Dal in Congress. However, after separating from the Congress, he lost faith in the peaceful struggle for freedom. His belief in an armed struggle increased tremendously as well. His thinking became too deep to understand the soul of India. Prime Minister Modi remembered Netaji's thinking on the 75th anniversary of Azad Hind Sarkar.
साथियों, अपने लक्ष्य के प्रति जिस व्यक्ति का इतना साफ विजन था, लक्ष्य को हासिल करने के लिए जो अपना सब कुछ दांव पर लगाने के लिए निकल गया हो, जो सिर्फ और सिर्फ देश के लिए समर्पित हो, ऐसे व्यक्ति को याद करने भर से ही पीढ़ी दर पीढ़ी प्रेरित हो जाती है.
The year 1939 has written script to change the world. The British government grew suspicious of the revolutionary Subhash Chandra Bose at the beginning of World War II. He was detained. Subhash Chandra Bose took the detention as an opportunity. He left home in disguise and reached Germany via Afghanistan and the Soviet Union. In Germany, he started gathering support for the freedom struggle and met Hitler on the 29th of May 1942. On not getting enough assurance of support from Hitler, he left for East Asia in a submarine and reached Indonesia. There he met the revolutionary leader Ras Bihari Bose, and on his insistence, he took command of Azad Hind Fauj. On this occasion, he enumerated important points on the freedom of India.
Every Indian, no matter where he may be living at the present time, has a duty towards his country, and he must contribute his due share towards this final victory.
From there, Netaji started the struggle for freedom of India. Those days, Japan was fighting the British. Netaji wanted the cooperation of Japan for the country's freedom. Impressed by the personality of Netaji, the Prime Minister of Japan assured his support. Netaji addressed the Japanese Parliament during this period. His speech left the Japanese people spellbound, and he became the darling of Japan. Reaching Singapore, he founded the Azad Hind Fauj on the 21st of October 1943. Netaji started the armed struggle for freedom with the help of Japan. During this, he has given the call Dilli Chalo. Under his leadership and with the help of the Japanese army, Azad Hind Fauj succeeded in liberating the Andaman and Nicobar Islands on the 30th of September 1943. During the struggle, he reached Burma on the 4th of July 1944 and started fighting the Britishers at the Indian borders. In between, Azad Hind Fauj attacked Imphal and Kohima. Very few people know that Netaji had first called Gandhiji as Rashtrapita. He had addressed Gandhiji on July 6, 1944 in a radio broadcast and advanced reasons for the armed struggle being the righteous. Netaji was an advocate of making East Asia a powerful group.
I believe that the Asiatic nations and particularly Indian people should regard themselves as fortunate in having such a friend and guide in times of crisis. And may I therefore offer my congratulations to you on having such a leader in a war crisis to lead you on to victory and at the same time to carry on the work of reconstruction.
As English forces started to dominate, the INA had to retreat. Meanwhile, Japan was defeated after America dropped the atomic bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. But Netaji decided to seek cooperation from Russia to achieve his goal. In this connection, he was going to Russia from Manchuria on August 18, 1945. It is said that his plane crashed during this journey. According to the Japanese radio, this hero of the Indian independence movement succumbed in this accident. There are innumerable stories on Netaji which are yet to come out. With the efforts of Prime Minister Modi, more than 1,000 documents related to Netaji have now been made public. They can be seen in the National Archives. According to a document, Netaji's last words were, "Tell people that I fought for the independence of my country till the last breath. This fight needs to continue, and I'm confident that India will soon be free. No one can keep India a slave now." Netaji's armed struggle may not have been successful during his lifetime, but a year after his death, the Indian Navy revolted in 1946, which resulted in India's independence. Whenever India's independence will be discussed, Netaji's powerful words will keep reverberating, and his struggle will be remembered.
You have already realized that the responsibility of winning freedom does not rest merely on the shoulders of our countrymen at home.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back to the World News. The United Arab Emirates has banned the flying of drones in the country for the creation after Yemen's Houthi rebels claimed a fatal drone attack on an oil facility and major airport in the country on 17th of January. As of Saturday, drone hobbyists and other operators of light electric sports aircraft face legal liabilities if caught flying the objects, the Interior Ministry said, adding it may grant exemptions to businesses seeking to film. A rare drone and missile strike on the capital of Abu Dhabi blew up several fuel tankers and killed 3 people last week. The Houthis, who hold Yemen's capital and have fought a bloody year-long war with a Saudi-led military coalition that includes the UAE, claimed the assault. The United Kingdom has accused the Kremlin of seeking to install a pro-Russian leader in Ukraine. British Foreign Office took the unusual step of naming foreign Ukrainian MP Yevhen Murayev as potential Kremlin candidate. Russia has moved 100,000 troops near to its border with Ukraine but denies it is planning an invasion. In a statement, Foreign Secretary Liz Truss said that the information being released today shines a light on the extent of Russian activity designed to subvert Ukraine and is an insight into Kremlin thinking. It said Russia must de-escalate, end its campaigns of aggression and disinformation and pursue a path of diplomacy. The Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs tweeted that the Foreign Office was circulating disinformation and urged it to cease these provocative activities and stop spreading nonsense. Russia has denied it is planning any attack, but Mr. Putin has issued demands to the West, including that Ukraine be prevented from joining the NATO military alliance.
In Ukraine, some 90 tons of U.S. military aid has arrived in amid tensions over Russia's troop buildup on the border. It was the first shipment of a recently approved package of the United States military aid for Ukraine and included ammunition for frontline defenders. The delivery followed U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's visit to Kyiv this week, where he warned of a tough response if Russia was to invade. Moscow has denied any plans to attack or invade Ukraine. Meanwhile, Germany Navy chief has resigned over his controversial comments on Ukraine. K. Achim Schonbach said the idea that Russia wanted to invade Ukraine was nonsense. He added that all President Vladimir Putin wanted was respect. A number of countries have supplied weapons to Ukraine, including the United States and United Kingdom, but Germany has refused Ukraine's request for ammunition.
In Syria, intense fighting is taking place in northeastern part of the country after Islamic State IS fighters have tried to break inmates out of the Kurdish-run prison. Kurdish-led forces backed by U.S. airstrikes have been battling militants in the city of Hasaka since Thursday. The assault on Gweren prison is one of the group's most ambitious since its defeat in Syria nearly 3 years ago. United States has delayed the approval of Pakistan's ambassador-designate Masood Khan's posting in Washington, reported local media, citing diplomatic sources. The U.S. State Department has sought more time for accepting Masood Khan as Pakistan's ambassador to Washington and conveyed it to the Foreign Office in Islamabad, reporting the nation citing sources. Masood Khan's nomination has not been rejected by the U.S. State Department, said a source. Washington has sought more time for his clearance. Pakistan's Foreign Office has sent the nomination of Masood Khan in November last. Under the normal diplomatic procedure, it was supposed to be approved in 8 weeks' time.
And in sports, in badminton, 2-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu has won the women's singles title at the Syed Modi International Tournament on Sunday. Sindhu defeated compatriot Malvika Bansod 21-13, 21-16 in the summit clash in Lucknow that lasted for 35 minutes. Earlier in the day, the men's singles final of the tournament was declared as a no match after one of the finalists tested positive for COVID-19. The all-French clash was scheduled between Arnaud Markel and Lucas Clairbout. In Australian Open tennis, top-ranked Ashley Barty has entered the women's singles quarterfinals with a 6-4, 6-3 win over American Amanda Anisimova at the Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne on Sunday. Barty will next play 21st seed American Jessica Pegula. In the other women's singles matches, unseeded Madison Keys defeated 8th-seeded Paula Badosa in straight sets 6-3, 6-1 to reach the quarterfinals. In men's singles, 6th-seed Rafael Nadal edged past Adrian Manarino of France 7-6, 6-2, 6-2 to advance into the quarterfinals. Nadal will face 14th-seed Canadian Denis Shapovalov, who knocked out 3rd-seed Alexander Zverev from the tournament with a win in the pre-quarterfinals. In cricket, South Africa beat India by 4 runs in the third and final one-day international at Newlands in Cape Town today and sealed the 3-match series 3-0. Chasing a victory target of 288 runs set by South Africa, India were all out for 283 runs in 49.2 overs.
And now let's take a look at the major developments around the world as reported in the foreign press. New York Times reports that UK pursues more muscular role in standoff with Russia over Ukraine. Financial Times says UK warns Moscow is planning to install pro-Russian leader in Ukraine. The Wall Street Journal reports Saudis reopen elementary schools after one of the world's longest COVID shutdowns. Now let's take a look at what made the headlines in Nepal. The Himalayan Times carried the headline, Booster Shot campaign continues amid snowfall. Quoting Health Office Manang, it said that Booster Shot campaign had been started targeting citizens who received the second dose of Covishield and Verocell vaccines at least 6 months ago. Khabar Hub writes that the Election Commission has directed the Rashtriya Prajatantra Party to remove monarchy and Hindu state from the party statute. In some reports from the press on China, Reuters reports that the local government in Beijing ordered more COVID-19 tests on Sunday as the city continued to report new local cases less than 2 weeks before the start of the Winter Olympic Games. 9 locally transmitted cases with confirmed symptoms were found in Beijing on 22nd of January, down from 10 a day earlier, the National Health Commission said on Sunday. AP reports that China, the world's second largest economy, should review its zero-tolerance approach to the pandemic or risk damaging the global recovery, according to Kristalina Georgieva, the head of International Monetary Fund. Speaking at the World Economic Forum on a virtual panel, she said that while the hardline approach had contained the pandemic in China for quite some time, the restrictions were now proving to be a burden on the economy in China and globally since it became clear the harm to human health was less severe than the Delta variant.
And now looking at the press reports from Afghanistan, Al Jazeera reports that at least 7 people have been killed in a bomb blast on a minibus in the western Afghan city of Herat. Citing officials, the report added that 4 women were among the 7 killed.
And now a quick look at the headlines once again. Republic Day celebrations of India begin with Parakram Divas to mark 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveils hologram statue of legendary leader at India Gate, says Netaji's statue will inspire democratic values in future generations. UAE bans flying of recreational drones following 17 January drone attack. United Kingdom and Russia trade charges over provocations related to Ukraine. United States delays the approval of Pakistan ambassador designate to Washington, Masood Khan. In sports, PV Sindhu wins women's singles title of Syed Modi International Badminton Tournament. Indian duo of Ishan Bhatnagar and Tanisha Krasto bags mixed doubles trophy, and in tennis, Ashley Barty and Rafael Nadal march into quarterfinals of Australian Open. And now before we end, let us listen to Mahatma Gandhi's favorite bhajan, Vaishnav Jan, by artists from Laos. And with that, we end this bulletin. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.